welcome to a LEGO City update. Now, in today's update, we're going to be looking at how I changed the downtown. We might be touching some of the botany, and I have a very special announcement for the model of Scottsdale. But let's go over to the city to see what's happening. Here at the train station, we can see the single passenger car with the freight locomotive, since there are no passenger locomotives owned by the city. The inside is practically empty, even though there's some nice seats. But why? Because over here, we can see several people having just gotten off the train, going to explore the city of Scottsdale. Of course, they're getting off over here at the transportation roundabout, which is the only one with an actual train station. And look, someone seems to have forgotten to get off. That's sad. But we now need more houses. So, right here, we're just going to put some houses. However, these are only the foundations of the houses. As you can see, I've built 5 different foundations so that then we can have some townhouses, and they'll actually frame some of the roundabout here at Main Street. So the first one we're going to build is a library right here on this sandstone structure. Then we'll probably move to a house, maybe a store, another store, and I don't know, maybe a post office. So this is the first floor of the library that has just been built. As you can see, we have the glass door in the front with nothing behind. We have 2 depressions right here that are into the supposed brickwork where there is a support so that it can still stand. Then we also have, I don't know what you call it, but the masonry that usually exists on either side. And I'm also planning to add columns here like I have at my actual library. And it'll have some awning or roof up here and a second story with 3 windows right there combined with a roof. So I'll build that and we'll place it in the city. I have now built the remaining parts of the library, which, if you cannot tell, is placed right here among the other building supports in the city of Scottsdale. There have been a few changes, including the addition of a second floor, of course the top, and yes, I did add those columns and even a nice little archway. Now, because of this change of plans, I was only able to include 2 windows, even though theoretically a third one could go right there if my fingers point correctly. But now, we'll just move on to say maybe this gray building and perhaps this black building. While those buildings are being built, the foundations have mysteriously disappeared. Let's look over here at the other side of the city of Scottsdale, where I've finally decided to extend the model of Scottsdale. As you can see, beforehand, the model stopped right here, abruptly at this line. But because of moving my winter village to over here instead of being over here, there's now a lot more space for Main Street. So the first thing we want to do is we want to move lampposts somewhere, I don't know, here-ish, perhaps? So we just put them there, and we can see I already have road slopes there. There'll probably be more buildings here, some sidewalk, and it'll eventually also have another road right here, and Main Street will be able to go right there. So let's go look at how the construction on those two buildings is going. Over here, back at the roundabout, yes, back at the roundabout, you can see that I've now added 2 more buildings. First, I've added a house over here in purple and blue, mainly because I don't use enough purple in this city. I mean, I don't use it very much at all. It's mainly just 4 colors, which is sad. And then also, I've built a house that looks like a bumblebee. If you can focus on this black up here, then there's a little bell right there in the middle, there's a flag, and there's a glass door, which I forgot to put a back behind. This is, for now, the temporary school for Scottsdale. Mainly because the school eventually is going to be down there where the eventual city hall will be, and then it'll branch off that way, have a roundabout with a school, go down farther on Main Street, have a church, and branch off over here and have maybe a set of houses. But the other thing is I actually got these 2 trees to be a lot fluffier. I also added a nice little squirrel, but now this one is all bright and green, and this one is a little bit more muted, but it still looks nice. So that's what I've changed, and look at this. We have 2 drivers conspiring over behind the school. Now, they seem to be talking about wanting to take down the school so that then the children aren't educated and they don't know the goods or bads even of public transportation. If they don't allow the children to learn, then they can teach them that cars are the only way to go, and that cars, and cars alone, are how you should get around, instead of all of this public transportation that the city is moving towards. They've also recently been in a call with the leader, the Colonel, but we're not going to show him right now. Just as I'm not going to show the Colonel, at least not in this video, I'm also not going to show you the 2 last buildings that I've built, yet. You'll have to wait until the before and after, which is starting right now. So, now that you've seen how the buildings have very much added to that roundabout plaza, I think this is the end of the video. So, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and have a wonderful day. Goodbye!